wish I could hit a golf ball like that.
Oh, there he is. Ryan Lochte right there. Ryan Lochte.
What's up?
Oh, my God. You got some gray hair there, Lochte.
I got so many. You know, having 3 kids, that's what's going to do it to you.
You've lived a lot of life, man. You and me. Yeah. I mean, we've got a lot of life experiences. I love to see the gray hair on 12-time Olympic medal winning swimmer for the United States of America, Ryan Lochte, 6 of them, beautiful golds. Very hard to stay afloat in a pool when you have 12 medals around your neck. That's why you need a set of floaties. There he is. Now you have the pool in the backyard. Do you, when you're in there, Ryan, do you just you don't do laps to get a workout, do you? Or
I can't. I hate going to the pool. I'll take my kids to the pool, but I hate looking at it because every time I see a pool, just like this animal instinct takes over. I'm just like.
Did you mean animal? I think you said
anal instinct. I'll race these little kids. I'll race an 8-year-old and I'll rub it in their face.
Yeah.
I can't shut down that part of me. I don't think will ever shut down. Like I'm going to the pool tomorrow to teach a little kid how to swim and I'm going to get in there and I already know I'm like, just do it right. Do it like I do. Come on. We can do this together. Like there is no off switch for me.
Wait, now is that a private lesson some kid is getting with Ryan Lochte who has 12? How much does that cost? $8,000 an hour.
No, I think it's like $1,000 an hour.
But the kid's probably got talent. And like you're not taking little kids out to
which is amazing. And we could get into this later. One of my business partners, his kid was like 47th in the country or something for 8-year-olds. And after a couple months working with him, he's number 1.
Wow.
Yeah. And like they're like my business partner, like their family, like I love them to death. And this new business adventure we're doing is going to take over youth swimming across the world. And it is going to be so freaking big. It's amazing.
That's manifesting right there. And, reminds me of this TV series. I had Owen Wilson as a guest a few weeks ago, starring in this series on Apple TV called Stick. Where
I love it. I freaking love that show.
But that's like, he's a former golfer. And he's not golfing. He's not anymore. So he finds these kids who are great and he nurtures them and incubates them, and then you raise them up and then they're underneath your umbrella and your wing, right?
Yes. And first of all, that show is amazing. I love it. But yes, that is what I'm doing. Anything I do now in life, in my future business career, anything is about helping the younger generation out. Nice. It's not about you. It's not about me. It's about the younger generation out and making them the best that they could be. And that's what I'm doing.
Okay. So instead of Stick, we're going to call your series based on Ryan Lochte. We're going to call it Splash. Okay.
Splash or Floaty, whatever you want.
Floaty, swim. Buddy. So this is a long time coming. Chit-chatting with my boy, Ryan Lochte. There's many things I've thought about you throughout time, but we came together in a serendipitous moment, an incredible moment in time. It was August 14th, 2016 in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. It was on a Sunday afternoon. I was hiking and I was on the tram coming down, and I'm reading my news note. I got back into Signal. I'd hiked up to Christ the Redeemer in Brazil, and I'm reading my news note, and it says Ryan Lochte and 3 swimmers, they were pulled over at a gas station, held at gunpoint in Brazil. I'm like, holy shit, the swimming week just ended. Like, Lochte, they're out celebrating. They got pulled over, gunpoint. What the hell's going on? Everybody's going nuts. The texts are flying around. I had just started my job at the Today Show. So I'm going after the thing. I'm like, this is what we'll be talking about, I guess, on Monday. I go to the Olympic store to buy some gear for my kids. And I look down the street, and walking all by himself towards the Olympic store is Ryan Lochte. And I'm looking down at my phone. I look up, and there's Lochte. You had the platinum dyed hair at the time.
Let's leave that part out.
We'll call it chlorinated. It was chlorinated.
Yeah, it was chlorinated hair.
I see Lochte, and I'm like, holy shit, there's my guy. And I walk over and said, Lochte, and I invited you across the street, and we're standing right there on the water's edge. And we do a 1 minute and 46-second interview, not because that's what we chose as time, but the U.S. Olympic Committee representative saw us talking and came over and like freaked out and was like, oh, you can't, there's too many moving parts.
Yeah.
But you and I talked for that long. Now, it's 8 years later. Nobody cares, except we do. I want to roll that 1 minute and 46 seconds. So join me for this.
So what happened? You were held at gunpoint last night. Who were you with? What time of night? Who pulled you over?
I was with a couple swimmers. We were coming back from the friend's house, and we got pulled over in our taxi. And these guys came out with a badge, a police badge. No lights, no nothing, just a police badge. They pulled us over. They pulled out their guns. They told the other swimmers to get down on the ground. They got down on the ground. I refused. I was like, we didn't do anything wrong, so I'm not getting down on the ground. And then the guy pulled out his gun. He cocked it, put it to my forehead. He said, get down. And I was like, I put my hands up. I was like, whatever. He took our money. He took my wallet, and then...
But he left your cell phone, he left your credentials.
He left my cell phone, he left my credential, but he took my wallet, and he took all the guys' cash.
Did he mention why they pulled you over?
No.
They just pulled over the car? And who was just you and Jimmy and Gunner?
And Jet.
And Jet. So just four swimmers,
Yeah.
no Brazilians?
No Brazilians.
What about the driver? Was he Brazilian?
Yep.
So did he explain, did he have any idea who they were? Were they real cops in the end, or guys?
See, the guy comes in and goes, yo, guys.
Yeah.
And he jumps in. So the four swimmers, Ryan Lochte, Gunnar Benz, Jack Conger, and Jimmy Fagan. Now, I'm going to say this. The media was calling it Lochte-gate. It was called...
I fucking hate the media. God.
It was called Very Suspect by me and me alone. The Monday morning after it occurred, I was like, well, hang on for a second. Before everybody jumps down Ryan Lochte's throat, we are in Brazil. They're not known to have the most honest police department in the world. They're very corrupt, and everyone knows that. And the Minister of Information or whatever is giving us all the, hang on, before we pillory an Olympic swimmer for the U.S., and for some reason, every American media member arrived there feeling ashamed of America. It was the most embarrassing thing. Al Roker and Matt Lauer and all these guys I work with, they were all so embarrassed by America. Oh, we were critical of their environmental record, of their security measures, and we wanted the Brazilian people to like us. I was like, what for? And then they jumped down your throat. What happened after that is unbelievable. But USA Today did an investigation and found out that pretty much everything that you said, minus one small detail, was absolutely true.
The only thing that I said was the gun was pointed at my forehead. It was 4 feet away. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it wasn't like this. It was
4 feet away.
And maybe
if someone else that had a gun pointed to them would be like that. Like, that is the only thing that I lied about. Everything else.
I don't think that's a lie, though. I mean, it's like there's a gun. If a gun is 4 feet from my head or right at my head, I'm still there. Here's one thing's for sure. Shit is still in my pants.
Yes. And
Speedo. The leakage.
But it got to the point where the media, I think there was one article where I robbed the gas station. it turned out that I was robbing the gas station.
Well, the best thing, the media member that I applaud is the USA Today investigator, Taylor Barnes and David Meeks. So on this happened, my interview with you was on the 14th. A week later, this guy writes, and it was after the Matt Lauer interview, so he was late. But a week later, he writes this article and says, 7 days after an incident that will in part define the Rio Olympics, details are becoming clear about what happened during a gas station encounter between 4 swimmers and security guards. And we'll use that loosely. As Lochte and his teammates are in, not everyone has concluded that Ryan Lochte and his teammates are entirely in the wrong or that the account offered by Rio authorities is entirely accurate, right? Lochte has admitted he exaggerated an initial description of how the 4 men were stopped in their taxi. You just talked about how the gun was held. But a narrative of the night's events constructed by USA Today Sports from witness statements, official investigations, surveillance videos, and media reports supports Lochte's later account in which he said he thought the swimmers were being robbed when they were approached at a gas station by armed men flashing police badges, pointing guns, and demanding money.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know what you want to call that. Extortion, robbery, what it is. We had to give up money out of our pocket to give to these guys that had guns for us to leave. So you come up with that. Like, I don't know.
I mean, you were the only one. I mean, and Gunnar Benson, said that Lochte was like, dude, we're not doing that. And the guy pulls the gun.
Like, I mean, I was a little intoxicated, so I thought I was a He-Man. So
until you see the gun,
I'm not sitting down. And then when I saw the gun, I was like, okay, you win.
But the claims in the video that 1 minute and 46 seconds, let me just tell our viewers here, by the way, talking to the great Ryan Lochte, swimmer, U.S. Olympic swimmer, 12 medals. Ryan, that 1 minute and 46 seconds, I was smart enough, renegade enough to film that on the phone before, there wasn't time for a crew to come and all that. And we did get a little bit of information out. The media ran with it. I was new on the Today Show. Actually, I'd only been on the Today Show for 1 week. I was only ever on for 8 total, but my second week began with me in this video sitting with Lauer and Matt Lauer and Al Roker. Al Roker is like, Ryan Lochte is an outrage. I can't believe it. What an American, this and that. And I'm sitting there going, what the are you talking about? You have no information. You only have the Rio police telling you something, and they are known to be corrupt. How dare you do that? Like, wait. Yeah. Let the details come out. And when they did finally all come out, absolutely vindicated, Ryan. And I don't think you ever got the vindication from that, and you're fucking getting it from me right now.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I mean, it was hard. It's been an uphill battle since then.
Right.
Like, not as much right now because now there was a lot of hate towards me being like, I'm lying, I'm just a liar, blah, blah, blah. Like, you messed up USA, blah, blah, blah. Like, I had no backup. Like, no one was in my corner, and except my family and friends. And I mean, I'm still bad. And you? A little bit.
I was new at the Today Show, so I wanted to lean over to. I wanted Al Roker and Matt Lauer and those people to like me, but what I really wanted to do was lean over and say, "Shut the fuck, you fuck."
I would have gave you a big hug and be like, "Hey, thanks, buddy." But I mean, it didn't happen. I started doing a bunch of TV shows so people could see the real me. Like, they have this perception of me of being like this guy that just does swimming. He's so talented. He doesn't really care about swimming. He doesn't care about anything. And so I started doing all these reality TV shows, and they started seeing me, the real me, and they started loving me. So like I've changed that perspective in a lot of people's eyes. The hardest one was like companies, because if you Google,
you got dropped by sponsors.
I got dropped by everyone.
You got lost. How much money did you lose?
USA Swimming dropped me, and I thought they were the ones that were gonna be right behind me, and they dropped me completely. Every sponsor dropped me completely. But you know what? I don't disagree with them. They have a brand, they have an image.
Yeah.
And I would have done that too, maybe in a lighter term, not so harsh, being like, hey, go fuck yourself, basically.
I would have said, let's step away for a second. Hang on. Let's get all the information. And then let's get back to Ryan Lochte, who's good business. He's fucking handsome and he can swim.
That's the way I wish they did it, but they didn't. But
well, we were in a very terrifying time. This is the beginning of.
It's my fault, anyways, because I shouldn't even been out at night. I should have even went out and celebrated. I should have waited.
Why?
Because
your swimming was over. You won a bunch of medals. You went out and partied. I think that's nice.
It is nice, but you know what? Probably should have just been more smart, and just done it when I got back to the States. But it is what it is.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda. I don't know. You're a young guy,
and it is what it is. Everything that's happened has led me to here now, where I'm fucking happy as hell. I'm loving life. So I can't
explain.
I mean, beautiful kids. Love my kids to death. They're growing. They won't stop growing, which I'm going to once my girl starts dating, I'm going to freak out. I'm going to have like a heart attack.
That's a long way away. Isn't she like 6?
Yes, but still, like she's growing. She's already starting to put up.
I was trying to date at 6.
I'm like, wait, whoa. I just remember you like holding you like this, and now you're putting on makeup. No, it's happening too fast. But just with everything with my job, I'm no longer swimming anymore competitively. I might later on.
In the senior tour?
In the senior tour, yeah.
The senior pool?
The Masters, yes. I might get back on that train. But like my job, I'm starting this new job, Icon swim team. And it's basically, I'm taking over youth swimming across the world. I'm changing, because if you look at it, swimming is a dying sport. And I've talked to Phelps so much about this, and we're just so pissed off on how once we left, swimming has been going downhill. And
we need stars.
And we need stars, and we need to bring that funness back. And that's what I'm going to bring back to these younger generation. Be like, hey, you can train your ass off all day, every day, but have fun doing it. And don't be like, and a lot of it's going to lead into changing the sport of swimming with my flair, my goofiness, my wildness, and just bringing it back. And I'm so happy. We just signed Caleb Dressel, another huge Olympian. So he's going to be a part of this movement that we're doing. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah. Cultivate the sport, bring it back. It gave a lot to you, and you giving a lot back to it is good. Listen, I want to wrap up this Rio topic in one other way. And that is the police report claimed that these guys, Lochte and his boys, walked down a narrow hallway, urinated behind the gas station, vandalized a bathroom, soap dispenser, and mirror, tore a loosely attached poster from the wall. First of all, you did walk back and take a leak, but the bathroom was closed. USA Today did an investigation. There is no damage to the bathroom. They never entered the bathroom at all. You couldn't get in. There's zero damage. It was all a lie. And the USA Today videographer 5 days later went in and proved that there was no damage. But the damage to Ryan Lochte was already done. Now, the big question I have for you, Ryan, vindicated by this guy. You did an interview with Matt Lauer, and in that interview, you really apologized and took all the blame for, frankly, nothing, in my opinion. And I want to know, who advised you to do that? That just fall on the sword. Someone clearly to me trapped you in a room and said, fall on the sword, apologize, take full ownership of the whole thing, And Matt Lauer was force feeding it to you in the interview, making
Yeah,
don't you
it
really
was
want to
getting-
say you're sorry here and do all this. I felt it. I just
it was that interview was rough. And he kept on pushing me, and
he wanted you to
I
say you're
wanted
sorry and take
I
the
wanted
fault.
I wanted to die inside. Like I felt my insides just crumbling down, and my damage control people were like, just go all in, say like, yes. I do take full responsibility because none of this would have happened if I didn't take the other guys out. None of that would have happened. It was my fault. So I take full responsibility of that. That's it. Everything else, vandalizing the bathroom, never happened. Did we piss outside on bushes? Yes, we did. Was there a sign, a metal sign that was hanging off by one little nail? And I just went like that. There's a video about it of the gas station of me just hitting it, and it made a loud noise because it was metal. That's it.
And then guys wanted every bit of money in your wallet to pay for a sign that's.
Well, we don't know because it was a language barrier. They were speaking Portuguese, and we were American. We were like, "What are you talking about?" All we know is they went like this. We had to give them money, and we were able to leave.
Your boy Jimmy Fagan ended up paying $11,000 for this to go away so he could leave the country and have his life back. And, they donated it to a charity. But, boy, the Rio police pushed this off quickly afterwards. They knew they were wrong.
USA Swimming, was that the charity?
USA Swimming might be the charity. Maybe they got the payout. But look, I know that feeling because I've been in the exact same situation where you've got so much chaos happening. All of a sudden, you're on the cover of every newspaper, every article, everything, and you've got these new people who are telling you need to apologize, you need to do this. And I've been there, and you give this apology. I sat with Robin Roberts and gave this fawning apology, but really, the only thing you can do in that moment is the media needs to be responsible. The people that know better should stand up and say, hang on, which I tried to do with Al Roker and Matt Lauer. Yeah. Hang on. We don't know enough yet, and wait and give some type of innocence before proven guilty, a little bit of support, especially to our own swimmer abroad. And by the way, you were vindicated, but it was later, after the fact. Yeah. I just want to do it now. I don't know why. It feels important. It does.
Yeah. Well,
you didn't do shit.
I appreciate that. And I appreciate you having me on here. And yes, I mean, you were always, every interview that I did with you was always the best. I always had the most fun.
Thanks, man.
And I'm glad that you were able to get me on here and we could squash this whole thing or whatever the hell it was. But I seriously, when you said 2016, I was like, oh, 2016. What did I do in 2016? I have no idea. Right. My life is moving so fast right now that I'm going up. That's all I'm doing.
Let me ask you. You went to rehab in 2018 for booze. Was that was that a result of depression from this whole incident that was just 2 years prior, a year and a half prior?
I think it's a downhill spiral. It was a downhill spiral since 2016.
Yeah.
I never wanted to kill myself or anything like that. So don't get that wrong. I would have wanted to numb the pain. Island. I would want to go to an island and not see anyone else ever again. That's how it was. And I was just so emotionally done. Mentally, emotionally, physically, I was just drained. I was like, I don't want to do this. But then I was like, you know what? Let's give this a second chance. Everyone loves second chances, especially America. So why don't I try to go for the Olympics again?
Yeah.
Started training, started having kids. And then once I started having kids, I stopped really caring so much about swimming.
Yeah.
Stopped caring about it. I didn't make the Olympic team. If Olympics happened in 2020, I would have made the Olympic team. I was on fire. I was doing things in practice that my coaches were like, what the fuck is he on? Like, he is on fire. He is going to go crazy. It got postponed. And once COVID hit, I wanted to be with my family more than I wanted to be at the pool. So I stopped going to practices. I stopped, instead of going 9 practices a week, I was going 7. Instead of 7 practices a week, the next week I was going 5, then 3, then I was going once a month, because I didn't care so much about it. I just wanted to prove everyone wrong. I was doing it for the wrong reasons. And I just wanted to be a dad.
Yeah.
And so once I didn't make it, I didn't make the Olympic team, I went back to depression.
Yeah.
Fell back to depression, being like, I just let everyone down. Everyone that was like a janitor in the venue was like, hey, do it for the old guys.
Yeah.
Because I was the oldest by far. Like, someone was like, hey, I was in a diaper when you won your first gold medal. I was like, fuck me, man.
Don't forget Derek. Now, Derek Torres did it at 40. You're 40 now, dude.
She's in her own world.
She was on a relay team at 40. Derek Torres.
Yes,
Don't
and
forget
she
her.
got like what, a silver?
Yeah.
40? Yeah. So she is in her own. I'm talking about me, not her.
Yeah, but you're 40 now. You could get on a relay team. You just, guys, give me a big lead.
Yes, please. So I went back down to depression because I felt like I let down everyone. And I just let down everyone, and I couldn't get out of it. And then I got in a life or death accident, which I almost died.
2023.
And I never thought, like, I always believed in God, but I needed that 5% of like reassurance that like he's there.
Everyone
that was
does.
for
A lot of
me.
people do. Yep.
And afterwards, I was like, wow, like God was really watching over me, because the investigation was like, we either have to tell someone that they're a DUI, that they're dead, or tell the family that they're dead. I was going to pick up my kids from school. And luckily this accident happened before I picked my kids up, because they would have been dead. Like the way the accident was, I broke my femur. I was in bed rest for months and months and months. I fell in such huge depression just because I couldn't hold my kids. I couldn't do anything. And instead of getting up and like being motivated, I went the other way, and I was just miserable, hating my life, hating the person I looked at in the mirror. And then I started getting better. Started being able to exercise. About 2 weeks. It took like over a year.
Did you get back to the heavy on the booze during this time with the accident?
No, I was doing social drinking. I wasn't going heavy on the booze or anything like that. But I then was getting back to working out, feeling good about myself, being motivated, being like, hey, the past is the past. I want to better myself. And then, you ever see the movie Christmas Vacation?
Yeah.
Where Mark Griswold falls off the roof putting Christmas lights up.
Of course.
That's me. I was getting better. My kids were like, Daddy, can you put the Christmas lights up? I was putting a string of Christmas lights up. The ladder slipped out of me. I slipped. I face planted on the roof of the roof, then rolled off and destroyed my shoulder, like completely destroyed it. Like all the muscles just fucking snapped in half. It was one of the worst breaks. I mean, I could still go all the way up here. It's just so tight. And
you're done in the pool.
I'm still getting better. That was in December. So I was getting better, feeling good about myself. And then that happened. And then I go back to being depressed, back to being bed rested. And I would rather break my femur again than go through this arm, because I couldn't sleep for a month straight. I did not sleep once.
The video of you in the hospital trying to walk, and then the scar up the side of the femur's broken in half. I mean, this is
it slipped. Like, so I remember I was in my truck, and I was like, I couldn't move my leg over. I was like, why is it stuck? It was just, so I lifted up where my knee is, And then my leg, it just went like that. Like it just caved into a V. And I'm like, I think I did something bad.
It's the biggest bone in our body. It's like, I mean, that breaking that.
And I just remember being like, because I started like fainting, and I'm like, please, like, God, don't let me die now. I have my kids. I don't want to die. I don't.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to. And he saved me. And I remember just blacking out when I got out of the truck on the stretcher and waking up. I remember waking up and after surgery, and my good friend, he was my swimmer in college. He's a dentist, but he was there and he was right over me. He's like, Ryan, I'm so sorry. They had to cut off your dick. I'm like, wait, what? I was like, and he was like, and he goes, gotcha. I'm like, I fucking hate you so much. But right when I was like, seriously, all right, now I'm done.
That's what friends are for.
He was joking, but he was like, I got you. I'm like, out of anything I needed that. And
you went from I lost my hip to I got my dick back.
my God, yeah, I was like,
woo! This is the best day ever. I got my wiener. Oh my God, what a great friend.
Moment, but like that's what true friends are. They're like they were there when I woke up. They were right there for me, my friends. And
right.
My dad was there. My dad was there through all three, like 2 or 3 days that I was there. And he was just crying, saying like, please, like he was praying for me. So God definitely helped me out and brought me back. And he wanted me to be a good father. And I'm doing a lot of things now that are changing my life around. And I just want to be there for my kids. I want to be there, and I want to be the role model that they see me as. And I just want to be a good person. So each day I'm going to try to just better myself every day.
Ryan, you've got, and you know, your name is back in the headlines as of now, and you're going through some stuff with on the family front. I've been through this stuff. I know you can't talk about it because if your lawyer's anything like mine, he's saying, Ryan, these things have a way of going. So I'm not going to ask you about that, but I am going to say I wish you the very best. You are a good man, and you're a good guy. You're a flawed guy, Ryan. Everybody's a flawed guy. We have mistakes. We make mistakes, but you're a great Olympic swimmer, a champion for the United States of America. You were wronged, and you've picked yourself up. You had an accident. You picked yourself up. You keep picking yourself up, and let that be the story.
And I think, that's the best life lesson that I can give anyone. It doesn't matter. You're in life. You're going to get knocked down no matter what. We all are. You, me, everyone in this world is going to get knocked down at one point in your life, but it's not how you get knocked down. It's how you can get back up and keep moving forward.
Just keep your dick.
And just keep your dick on.
Keep your dick on no matter what you do. And it's so good. I love this friend of yours. He's a good guy to keep him around, man.
He's like one of my best friends. Like he is hilarious. And I was like, at that time is what I needed, because I was like, is my life over? And he's like, well, you lost your dick, so yeah, your life is over now.
Oh, wait, somebody in the chat wants proof. Can you, I'm just kidding. Hey, buddy.
Nope. I don't, no, that's all right.
All right, we're going to look for more information on what you're doing in the swimming world.
Yes.
And this is good. We need our stars back. We need our big Olympic swimming stars, so go make some, okay?
You got it. I will. Hey, thanks.
All right, Lochte. Thank you, dude. You're a good man. Ta-ta.
Bye-bye.